news,
Lobbyists are fed up with politicians accepting their money and then not coming through.
opinion,
When the automated police force orders you inside, that's just them doing their job.
remix.
Even lost my job partially due to the whole global warming issue. Increase in oil prices. This guy's scared.
This is Top Story with Kelly Klass and Jill Skeen,
I've been a listener for about 20 years.
How can you make me feel better?
where the news meets your opinion. Pick up the phone and talk about it. 736-0300. That's 736-0300. Now, here's the hosts of Top Story, Kelly Klass and Jill Skeen.
Well, good morning and welcome to Top Story. 736-0300 is always the number to call. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Kelly. I feel like I haven't been here in a really long time.
You haven't been.
No, I haven't.
No.
I took Thursday and we had Friday off, and then we had Monday off.
I want to thank Glenn Beck for setting in for us on Friday.
Wasn't that nice? Thanks,
It was.
Glenn.
Yeah, he's always very
He
cooperative.
just works on the 4th of July.
I know, he works
really,
all
I thought
the
he was a
time.
patriot.
He works all
What
the
happened?
time. And then Bob Jackson for setting in for us yesterday.
And Benito.
And Benito, that's
yeah,
right.
the B&B show, I heard.
Yeah.
Bob and Benito.
Bob and Benito.
So it's nice to be back, and my show in Salt Lake went well.
Good.
And
Sell
they-
a lot of cookbooks?
Actually, I did get some orders right after the show. You can tell they're from Salt Lake,
Oh,
so
cool.
that's good. And they all loved the recipe. It was the Greek couscous salad. And I was on Rise and Shine this morning with a Greek quinoa salad because I
Wow.
was on with Rosie, and she's gluten-free. So it was fun. And
You just have this whole celebrity thing going.
I've done
You
a
and
lot
Rachel
of
Ray.
appearances. I mean, Rachel Ray, yeah. Yes, I'll be on KMVT the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Really?
Yes.
Live? That's live, right? That's not pre-recorded.
No, actually, last week we pre-recorded 2 things. So that will be on the
okay.
18th and 19th. Wait, I'm going to be on this Friday. We're going to announce Jack Holland, KMVT weatherman, and I have a bet for the dunk tank.
Oh,
So we're going to announce it Friday, and he's going to be in the dunk tank for Rotary's Ice Cream Fun Day from noon to 1, and I'm going to be on from 2 to 3. We're going to see who makes the most money in our hour. And whoever wins, we're going to announce the bet Friday. We'll have to see what's going to happen.
Well, very cool.
My Hillary hat came in. My Obama T-shirt came in. I'm ready to go
Well, why aren't you wearing them today?
because I'm saving it for
Okay.
Saturday.
So Saturday will be
Saturday
the
is
first time.
Rotary's Ice Cream Fun Day.
All right, there you go. So if you want to dunk Jill,
Yes.
now's your chance.
3 balls for $5. You don't even have to be part of the ice cream. You can just do the dunk tank and come on, bring it on. If I make your eyes bleed, if you can't stand how I think, come dunk me. Come on.
And it'll go to a worthy cause.
It does. It goes to local
Talk
charities.
about having
and it
your
does.
cake and eating it too.
That's the only reason I'm doing it is because it goes to charity. So, I'll do anything to raise
Yes,
money for
indeed.
charity. So anyway,
Well, that's cool.
yeah, so it's nice we're back.
Yeah.
And my mom comes Wednesday, so maybe she'll come on the show.
Oh, I hope so. She's always fun to have on the show.
Yeah.
Now we have, speaking of on the show.
Yeah, we have a show to do, right?
Yeah, we do. We have Steve Millington coming up at 8:30. We'll be getting an update on what's going on with the Idaho GOP.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 9 o'clock, we have Jordan Neerdales with the Idaho Department of Labor. She'll have some more job opportunities for us.
So wake up those kids in the basement.
That's right.
Get them up and tune in. 9 o'clock she'll be on.
Yeah, she'll have a lot of jobs available through the Department
That's
of Labor.
what's nice, because it'd be nice to know if anyone actually got some jobs from listening.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably
or
have.
some.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's adorable. And you'll get to see her now. We're on our
That's right. We're on video.
KLIXcast.
Yeah.
So if you go to our website, newsradio1310.com, it used to be podcast, now it's KLIXcast.
Yes.
In case people are confused.
Right. And we've, Thursdays was not on, nor was Fridays, nor was yesterday's. But starting today, we'll have it on again.
So no, really, seriously, we'll mean it this time.
So
what happened?
Yeah, I know. Just
I don't know.
logistical issues. When you're
that
dealing
it?
with video, it's a whole new realm.
I was going to say, is it on now? Are we recording
It is, yeah.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're recording now.
So clearly there was a button that wasn't
And then
pushed.
after it's all over, then I have to take it and I have to edit it down and put all the stuff with it that needs to go and then upload it.
like people's names.
So,
and you don't
yeah.
edit the show. You just edit out what happens while we sit here during the break.
Right, yeah. I edit the commercial breaks out and such.
Yeah.
So.
So now you know.
At our website, you can see those KLIXcasts.
The man behind the curtain.
Yes.
He's pulling the curtain back for people.
Hey, did you know that we only taste 20% of the salt on potato chips?
I did not know that.
Well, I read that this morning, and so
Is it because 20% touches your tongue before you're too busy wolfing it down?
That's right. You can only taste 20% of it, so there's 80% of it that you are eating, but you're only tasting 20%. So you may think, oh, this doesn't taste very salty, and it may be saltier than you think.
Or if it does taste salty, you think that's only 20% of the salt.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe just lay the potato chip down on your tongue full blown and see what happens.
Yeah, well,
Yikes!
Actually, I kind of like to do that when I'm eating potato chips. I like to lick all the salt off, first and then eat it.
So they clearly didn't interview you or poll you.
Clearly they did.
I eat 100% of the salt.
We have a caller. Should we go ahead and take it?
Yeah.
All right, top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey, why are you editing in out the stuff during the commercials? I thought Jill said that was the best part of the show.
That's why we have to edit it out.
Yeah, pretty
Do you
much.
know how many people would lose their jobs?
Oh, no, it's not that bad.
No, but sometimes we get to your stuff that they don't want anyone to know.
All right. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag.
That's out of the bag.
Yeah. We'll look at the future and maybe see about leaving at least the video. We can't do the audio because because of commercials. We have to cut the commercials out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we could leave the video and just let it go silent, but
so they just watch. But
then it wouldn't be any fun. So.
No, they watch us. I don't know.
Other than
coffee.
seeing Jill try to hit me with a baseball bat, that's about all you would see.
I wish one day those cops are going to leave their taser. One day. That'd be funny.
You could only dream.
I know.
Well, the attorney for a Filer resident whose dog was shot and killed in February confirms a lawsuit claiming emotional distress is on its way. The tort claim was received by KTVB on Friday. Dog owner Richard Clubb is asking for $150,000 in punitive and compensatory damages, not including attorney and court fees from the city of Filer, the Filer Police Department, and Officer Tarek Hassani, who shot the dog. So I thought...
Okay, was anyone surprised about that?
I'm not surprised about the lawsuit. I was surprised that the recall effort kind of fell on its face.
What happened, Filer?
Yeah, what happened?
You didn't go door to door? I would have gone door to door. If I lived in Filer, honestly, I would have gone door to door and had them sign it because I still am outraged by that. And I'm still outraged that he's on the police force because I don't think he's effective. And I think if they have one more incident, someone's going to own the city of Filer. Seriously, because this guy's already had a couple incidents, and now you keep him on the force, and there's another incident?
Well,
Are you
I don't
kidding?
know, but aside from all of that, just the fact that the city of Filer was ready to explode when this happened.
Filer?
And then the recall effort just kind of, they
happened?
didn't get enough signatures. I can't
even believe that. I would
unless maybe it was the type of a deal where it was a silent majority type thing, I guess. The minority wanted him gone, and the majority was sitting back. And I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I'm just surprised.
I don't know how many people were like, "Yeah, our city council made the right decision. Let's keep him." Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Filer, your disappointment would happen. I don't know what happened.
So anyway,
that's not a shocker to me. The only shocker is $150,000. I thought he would gone for more.
Well, yeah, and that did kind of surprise me too, but.
Anyway, I say go for it, frankly.
Other than like the guy at the Yankees game.
Oh, man.
Who is suing ESPN for $10 million.
$10 million?
Because they caught him on camera sleeping.
Actually, and Major League Baseball, too.
During a Yankees and Boston Red Sox game.
Which is hard to do. Come on. It's a great rivalry. What's the matter with you?
Well, apparently he didn't understand the rivalry because he was zonked out. And then they apparently... And I watched the video there, but they made a few comments about. I didn't think they were that disparaging. I mean,
so they were disparaging.
I don't even know that I would say disparaging. They were kind of kidding the guy, maybe making fun of him a little bit.
You think?
Here he is, zonked out in the middle of the Yankee-Boston Red Sox game.
Yeah.
And now he's suing for, what was it, middle, I don't know, what was, where's my story?
Emotional distress.
That's what
he
it was.
Defamed and is now suffering
Yeah.
from. But think about it. If you were on national TV and someone's Kelly class is asleep, that happens. People work, they might get up early, they're rushing around, they fall asleep. Anyway, and then they're making disparaging comments about you on national TV.
Well, I didn't think they were that disparaging. I mean,
apparently
you have
did.
to understand,
Do you know
too,
what the comments
that
were?
when you are in an environment like that everybody knows they take those cameras and they take shots of the audience every once in a while.
Nothing's wrong with taking a shot, but then the part was they were taking shots at him. Come on. They said disparaging things about him. That's where they crossed the line.
I don't think they were that disparaging.
Apparently he did.
Well, yeah.
And that's all that matters.
7360300 is the number to call. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. It's got to say something about the game, though, doesn't it?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Boy, it must have been a boring game.
What was that?
Yeah, it'd have to have been pretty boring
Maybe
for you to sit back and go, oh, this is a yawner. I think I'll take a nap.
Maybe he should be suing Major League Baseball for taking his money and then providing lousy entertainment.
Maybe he ate too much popcorn and his blood sugar dropped.
He should have been at a soccer game. See, then it would have been more exciting. Then there's no time to sleep.
There you go. This happened on April 13th, so it was before
Boston Red Sox,
before the World Cup. But so I don't know.
Boston Red
people
Sox
will
and
sue
Yankees.
for anything. And
well,
I guess,
and you can. But you know what?
And he probably figures,
that.
I'll sue for $10 million. They'll settle for a couple $100,000, and I'll get a couple $100,000 for free, and I'll be able to live in Mom and Dad's basement that much longer.
Oh, nice. Nice. Maybe he'll sue you next.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
The poor guy.
He's obviously on some sort of a run here. So.
Oh, geez.
By the way, they have raised they have taken back the evacuation order, I guess, for the fire north of Haley.
Yeah.
So people can now return to their homes, kind of bringing back some memories of last year.
Like a bad dream.
It seems like maybe not. Is it early in the year for that? A little bit early? Yeah.
You do
Steve
know you're on
Millington's
video,
here.
right, Steve? People are watching you point at us.
They can see you point. They just can't hear you talk.
Yeah. Which actually I kind of
But,
like that. Maybe we can continue.
Oh,
Steve,
boy,
what?
I tell you, give her a few days off, and she's just as sharp as a tack,
there
isn't she?
There you go.
Holy smoke! So at any rate, wow.
Where were you, Haley?
Haley, yes, I know. It's just.
Is anyone up there right now? Was anyone up there?
That one was started apparently with fireworks.
Was it?
One of them was,
What a
and
shock.
I think it was that one starting with fire. And how many times do the officials say, don't take fireworks onto public lands because they start fires?
We were in Utah. Tom's sister lives in Park City, and they banned fireworks till October 31st.
Yeah.
Banned. Done. They had their own city fireworks, but that was it.
We had ours.
dry.
They were like 12 minutes this time.
How great was that? Best 12 minutes of your life?
Well, I tell you,
hope
I
not.
was looking around once again from my deck. I was looking around, and there were other fireworks going on that literally rivaled the
Did
CSI
they last
fireworks.
longer than 12 minutes?
Yes,
I heard
they lasted
NASCAR
all
was gonna
evening.
Be 12 and a half minutes.
It's why can these people afford to have fireworks like this all evening, and we get 12 minutes with the city fireworks. 7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. We have Steve Millington with the Twin Falls Republicans coming up here shortly. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll have Jordan Neerdales with the Idaho Department of Labor. So be sure to call up your friends and relatives and wake up your kids in the basement and say, hey, we're going to have some job opportunities coming up on the radio here shortly. I think they're always interesting to listen to, you know.
They are.
I might even hear something that I might be interested in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Radio announcer.
You
for
never
something.
can tell.
Yeah.
Or just a whole new career.
Whole new career. Sewing suntan lotion on a beach.
There you go.
All right. Murtaugh.
I won't even go there.
Anyway.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, jeez.
Well, the 4th of July is over, but they still have some great July deals going on at Bish's RV because July is the perfect month to go camping. You know why? Because it's 99 million degrees here in the valley, and up in the mountains, it's a lot cooler than that.
I heard it was pretty hot this weekend.
It was. And the kids are out of school now. Most places aren't too crowded. Bish's RV of Twin Falls wants to do whatever it takes to help you get camping this July. So they're having a huge blowout on their entire inventory of Starcraft and Dutchman travel trailers. Plus, you'll get $1,000 in parts and accessories with your new travel trailer purchase. And that's going on throughout the month of July at Bish's RV in Twin Falls at the Curry Crossing. You can stop by and tell them that Kelly and Jill sent you. All right? Okay. This is one of the top stories. I just heard about this last night. An Idaho forestry company is being investigated by federal agencies for claims of human trafficking for labor.
Wow.
Pure Forest LLC operates out of Oakley, so it's kind of in our backyard here. And its owners are now being sued in federal court by former workers, according to KTVB television. Allegations include threatening migrant workers at gunpoint, giving them rotten food, and underpaying them. One of the Pure Forest foremen, Pedro Carbajal, has been arrested for illegally possessing a weapon, accused of using the shotgun to threaten workers. Pure Forest owners Jeff and Owen Wadsworth are accused in a civil suit of trafficking workers from Mexico and taking them to the forests of California, where at least 5 workers said they've endured horrific conditions. According to court documents, the workers say they were threatened while they worked and told that they would be shot and left for dead if they didn't work more and work faster. Pure Forest supervisors, under the supervision of Jeff Wadsworth and Owen Wadsworth, constantly threatened plaintiffs and the other workers, telling them repeatedly that they would shoot them and leave them for dead if they did not continue to work, the lawsuit claims. So, kind of some interesting stuff coming out of Oakley here.
Well, it's sad. The workers had temporary worker visas and thought they'd signed up for some seasonal work. They understood they'd be getting 40 hours of tree pruning work a week and paid around $16.50 an hour. They thought their housing, travel, and some other expenses would be included. So, sad.
Sad. Yeah, and
when you get a temporary worker
is...
visa, they said once they arrived, the lawsuit claims the workers stayed in shared tents, drank dirty water instead of pruning work. They said they had to deal with dangerous chemicals without proper protective equipment. So, you know what? It's like when you sign up for one thing and you get something else.
Yeah, and of course, at this point,
and that's what happens to these people.
These are accusations, of course. The Wadsworth attorneys sent a statement about the accusations, saying that Pure Forest LLC is a family-run company that provides reforestation and other related services to several clients on the West Coast. Recently, Jeff Wadsworth and Owen Wadsworth, the managers and operators of the company, were served with a lawsuit filed by a few disgruntled former employees. The civil suit alleges several acts of mistreatment and abuse. As we've said, the allegations came after the disgruntled employees failed attempts at obtaining money from the company by filing frivolous injury and unemployment benefit claims. Interviews of company employees and client foresters who supervised the foresting operation during the time of the alleged abuse reveal that none of the allegations are true. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. That's right.
And then they'll find out.
We'll find out what happens and see if those
That's how that tune works.
See if those are true.
I know, huh?
I don't know. I just, after reading some of that, reminds me some of the places I used to work.
Really? But the radio station didn't have food for you in the studio. I know it must have been brutal.
I can't work under these conditions.
I know.
Where are my green M&Ms?
Where are your donuts?
You've
in
been
the
promising
studio.
me.
You mean I have to leave the studio to get them? It's brutal. Your work conditions
What do
are
you mean milk
horrendous.
chocolate on the donuts? I demanded dark chocolate. Don't you know dark chocolate's
It's better
for you?
Yeah. Encased in a donut. I know, these conditions, I hope Janice has been able to satisfy your list of demands.
Well, so
It's
far,
impossible working for you. Impossible working with you.
And that darn limo. I wanted a stretch limo.
Which, by the way, sign up for lunch with us.
That's right, because we'll be going to lunch with Frank Winsveen later this month, too.
Jim Winsveen's brother, and Frank is bringing his brother, Jim.
Oh, this will be interesting. This will be
Jim's
fun.
now got 2 lunches.
It'll be just like getting together with old friends again.
It will be. It will be nice. So anyway, you can do that too. Newsradio1310.com. Sign up.
Click on the button that says Win Lunch with Kelly and Jill. Fill that out, and you could be the July winner.
Yes.
We have Steve Millington coming up next with the Idaho GOP here on Top Story. 736-0300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. We have Steve Millington upcoming here with the Twin Falls Republicans, but first I just wanted to say that Infrared Baron believes that a comprehensive imaging service should start with low-cost, high-frequency flights. Now, what in the world does that mean? Well, that means that they can fly over your fields, take infrared pictures, they can take that information, upload it to the internet, you can download it, and within just a couple of hours after they take these infrared pictures of your fields, you can see them, and you can tell exactly what your watering is doing. If it's working, if it's not working, if there are places that need improvement, if there are places that are getting too much, and you can ask the folks about this at Far More of Idaho. 324-3341. Ask them about Infrared Baron. Remember, this does not cost. It pays.
Ooh, good one, Cal.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah, okay. You can use that if you need to.
That's why you're the best.
I'll say.
That's why you've been stuck in the studio for 40 years. No water, no donuts, no nothing.
I know. So anyway, get a hold of the folks at Far More of Idaho. They can help you out with Infrared Baron, and it can really help you increase your yield.
The Democrats' secular progressive move, political correctness is killing us too. They want to take the money from the hard-working man and give it to the lazy folks that don't give a damn. Democrats and liberals, shame on you. Don't punish us all, just to please a few. You're holding people back while we're picking up the slack, and that's why we can't vote for a Democrat. Oh no, oh no, 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 no.
736-0300 is the number to call, as always, and we have Steve Millington with us from the Twin Falls Republicans. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
What's been going on with the Idaho GOP?
Oh, boy.
As the world turns, what's the next installment?
Drama continues.
What's happening now?
It looks like to me that we now have everyone has agreed that the actual meeting date will be August 2nd.
Well, that's a start. So we're all on the same page
well,
for the date of the meeting.
I don't think everybody's on the page, but
No, sir.
the powers that be say that there is only one meeting. That's August 2nd.
Okay.
They've read and reread and wordsmithed the state party rules and determined, many people have, and including most specifically the Republican National Committee legal counsel has said, wait a minute, at the end of the convention, without an election, the state party chairman is no longer in place.
So has Barry Peterson accepted that?
Did you take the keys from him yet?
No, he took everyone's keys and changed all the locks.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I think that late in the afternoon, by noon on August 2nd, somebody else will be changing the locks again and putting on new. Oh dear.
So is he giving up the idea that we're not going to meet August 9th because he wanted the second meeting? So he's definitely agreed to August 2nd.
I don't think he's agreed, but I think he has understanding now that. Number one, he is no longer the state party chairman.
And this was done by the RNC's chief counsel.
Well, they concurred with the legal opinion that was originally issued by the Idaho GOP legal counsel, that the term of office runs from convention to convention. Okay. And at the end of the convention, without an election, you're no longer in office. There is no
in spite of the fact that they made the motion that, okay, at the end of everybody who is in place is still going to remain in place. That's null and void.
That's null and void. Bad information. Okay. Somebody misspoke. I think it was Raul Labrador who made that statement. He was given bad advice. They would do well to kind of check through the bylaws and make sure they know what they're talking about before they start popping off. But the fact remains there was no chairman, and so the agenda for the August 2nd meeting is very brief. We will elect new executive officers. Chairman first, vice chair second, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. And that's all the business that is scheduled to occur.
Okay.
Now, another thing that's interesting when you get something like this boiling up inside is all of the stuff gets in the way. Normally, when we have this kind of a thing, we look for we have to have enough people to constitute a quorum.
Yeah.
In order to transact the business. And in most situations, that's predefined. It has to be this many people or this percentage or whatever. Well,
no, sir. You don't have it defined?
You
don't have it defined?
It is absolutely defined.
No, I know, but you guys don't have it defined?
No, it is. It's right in the state party rules. It is 51%.
Oh, my.
Of the counties in the state must be represented. So we're actually going to have the attendance is the county chairman and 3 individuals, the state committee man, woman, and youth person.
Okay, well, hold that thought. We'll be right back with
We
Steve
got
Millington
breaks.
with the Twin Falls Republicans here on Top Story. We're back. 736-0300. Always the number to call at 9 o'clock. Jordan Neerdales will be with us from the Idaho Department of Labor. She has some job opportunities available.
That's right.
She's always interesting to talk to because the Idaho Department of Labor has so many more programs that they offer.
I know.
That they can teach you how to dress, teach you how to write a resume, teach you how to act in front of a job interview.
And she's such a well-poised young lady.
Yeah.
You should tune into the podcast or to the KLIXcast and see Jordan because honestly, all young people should be like her. She's lovely. Don't you think? She's really
absolutely.
lovely.
Absolutely. And we have Steve Millington with us from the Twin Falls Republicans. But first,
I have to tell you about the UPS store. That's right. So that's right, Steve. So when Barry Peterson rents out a new mailbox for all the RNC mail, he can go to the UPS store, and if he mentions that Joe or Kelly sent him, he'll receive 1, 2, or 3 additional months free. That's right, because if you're moving, or if you want to make sure your mail is secure, or if you have a home business that without a retail location, go to the UPS store, tell them that Joe or Kelly sent you, and you'll receive 1, 2, or 3 additional months free. There are no drop-off fees for prepaid packages or mail, and you can easily design or upload your projects from anywhere, any place, anytime, and they have cute animal cards for people's birthdays, anniversaries, and things like that. Corner of Blue Lakes and Addison. Tell the UPS store.
Jill is single-handedly responsible for their expansion of their little.
They have. They've had it so many more.
They sell a bundle of those.
They're very cute. I love sending cards like that. Anyway.
Okay, so back to our conversation at hand. Okay.
We got a state central committee meeting. Now, the central committee meeting can be called by one of 2 things. The first is that we have to have 15 members of the state central committee representing 5 different counties. Well, at the present time, we have 32 members have petitioned representing 13 counties. So we're way past that hurdle.
Okay.
So because we don't have a chairman in place, the first vice chairman acts as the officer in charge until the election occurs.
Okay, and that's Mike Matthews.
That's Mike
Twin
Matthews,
Falls.
and he, when those petitions were received, he said, "Okay, that's enough petitions. We now have to call a meeting," and that's where the August 2nd date originated. And the reason, one of the big drivers behind the August 2nd date is that the Republican National Committee summer meeting is August 6, 7, 8, and 9, I think.
Yeah.
So if we do not have an elected chairman in place, Idaho only has 2 delegates to the convention instead of 3, and so they want to move the election up prior to the national summer convention so that individual can attend.
In the overall scheme of things, is that a huge deal? Only having 2 as opposed to 3?
Well, it diminishes our voting participation by 1 full vote.
Okay.
Now, every state has 3, so there's 150, and then there's some ad hoc members and so forth, but primarily we're 150 voting members at the national convention. And if Idaho only sends 2, that doesn't speak well for us. Besides which, there are I'm sure, I don't know specifically, but I'm sure there are specific things that the state party chairman would be involved in, and we wouldn't have one there to participate in any of that.
Yeah.
That's what. Let's get it done on August 2nd so we can.
So is there any chance that there's going to be a problem at this meeting?
Oh,
like
yes.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
As the world turns. So what can you see happening or foreseeing?
I would be more than glad to tell you exactly all of the details, but then I'd have to kill you.
No.
Because our advertisers and our sponsors want us to continue the drama until August 2nd.
I love the drama. No, but really, is there a possibility, because we know the convention didn't go well?
No.
So what are the chances that the Central Committee might not go well?
Well, we were talking about having a quorum present to conduct a meeting. We had the total membership will be about 223, I think, if I've got the number right. Call it 223. 4 from each county, 1 from each legislative district, 1 from each region, and there's 7 regions in the state, and then the 5 voting members of the executive committee, one of whom is no longer in place, so that gets us down to 4. So that's kind of your voting membership group. The call for a quorum is based on a county vote. So they will go down and count the number of counties that are present. And we have 44 counties in the state of Idaho. So if 23 of the counties are present, never mind the head count, just a representative from each county. When we get to 23, we have the quorum. And then we can go on with the business. And that's unusual. Normally it is the 50% of the members attending.
51%, you said.
Yeah. Not so. This is the county representation. So, and then...
are you going to be at this thing?
Yeah, you better believe it.
So we get an inside scoop on this one?
Yeah, I would, because I'm county chairman, Twin Falls County chairman, I will lead the Twin Falls County delegation. There's only 4 of us. And then that's not a big deal.
Where are they meeting, Steve?
They're going to meet at I want to say the Red Lion Riverside in Boise.
So in Boise, okay.
And
are they going to decide the platform or anything like that, or just the officers?
Just officers. The only call that was made to call a Central Committee meeting was a call to elect officers. So there will be no conversation on rules, resolutions, or platform. It's just elect the officers.
So is that just done till the next convention?
It'll go away until the regularly scheduled Central Committee meeting meets the 1st of January. And at that point, there may be rules or resolutions that would be proposed, and the Central Committee could look at them. But normally, the big event for a state convention is rules, resolutions, and platforms. But in a smaller sense, they can be presented to the Central Committee.
So you say this upcoming meeting could be quite contentious.
I don't think contentious from this standpoint. Even as of last night, in conversations with several people about who do we think is going to run for the chairmanship.
Oh, yeah.
There is still no real solid, firm consensus of this one, and this one.
Who's it between Fulcher and who else?
Fulcher's name did not come up last night.
Did it not come up?
Could it still?
He's still out there, and he's still part of the...
What names came up?
I guess when is the deadline?
The deadline is August the 2nd at just after the Central Committee meeting is declared in session, and that means we have got a quorum.
Okay.
Then they will take nominations from the floor for someone to be state party chairman.
Oh, okay.
And so the deadline is sometime after 9 o'clock.
So at this point, it could be anybody up till that point. Up until the nominations cease, it could be anybody.
That's correct.
What names have been? Do we have a caller?
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
Top story.
I'm sorry. Just call back and.
So what names are being floated?
Call louder, and I'll shut up so you can get on the radio. We heard names like Michael Duff from the Blackfoot area, and Michael was I don't know whether it goes by Michael or Mike, but Mr. Duff was involved in politics. He ran a campaign for Helen Chenoweth, and so he's quite fluent in campaigning.
He's politically astute.
Politically in touch, so that he can kind of be in that loop. And that's one of the things that a lot of people want. There's a lot of people who say we need someone who can just be a little bit more moderate and keep the party on track.
Yeah.
And it's like I said last week.
Oh, okay.
What we really need is somebody who can say, look, the biggest obstacle, the biggest, most crucial thing we have to face right now is an election on November 4th. And we cannot be messing around. We got to win an election.
But some people are not viewing it like that. I mean, really, it seems to be the face of the Republican Party in Idaho. I mean, they're fighting between, being really far right or being more moderate. And so
right.
I don't know how those people, I don't think they're going to say the better cause is, the bigger cause is. I think they want their ideological stance.
Well, I think the far right people are really fixated on their ideological thing. And they'd better get over it.
But I don't know how you get people to get over it.
They better stop and take a long, hard look at the landscape. And I'm here to tell you, if we get a Democrat governor and we change the complexion of our legislature, these right-wing people and their ideological stuff will become cannon fodder.
But doesn't Michael Duff, isn't he pretty right-wing? Because Helen Chenoweth, from what I've heard of and read about her, she was pretty
right-wing.
She was Tea Party before it was Tea Party.
And that was one of the concerns that a lot of people have about him, is he too far to the right?
Yeah.
I mean, way over right. And that's, one of the things we've got to figure out is we need to make sure that we've got electable positions and electable officials. And that happens on November 4th. And all of this unify the party and kumbaya stuff, that can happen about the 15th of November.
All right. We got a caller. Top story. You're on the air with Steve Millington.
Steve, Steve?
Yeah.
I've listened to you for a long time, and I really supported you for a long time, but I'm kind of pulling away more and more since this whole talk, because you're always on the radio talking about the extreme right becoming more moderate. So why don't you just leave the Republican Party and go in with the Democrats?
And that's an interesting point. And there are many people
that is an interesting point.
Many people who say, we want the Republican Party to be the most conservative. And my personal opinion is I am for the most conservative individual who can win a general election.
See, that's the key. I mean, you can be as right as you want, but you're not going to be able to win a general election.
If you can't win that general election, then what options do you have?
Yeah, what's the point?
What's the point then? And so I understand our caller's concern, his anguish with. But my personal objective is I am for the most conservative individual who can win the general election. And if we get way too far out here on the right-hand side of the world, we're not going to win general elections.
Well, one of the things that passed in the committee, I know it didn't pass in the major convention. I mean, Bible study in schools. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, where are we going with the party here?
That's okay if they wanted to do that, but it's not going to get any traction. Because we've already got so many stinking, worthless two-bit rulings. Oh, this will get me in trouble. From the Supreme Court.
Oh, about the Constitution?
About the separation of government and religion, church and state. And so mandatory Bible reading in school, that
ain't going to happen.
That's not going to happen unless we change the Supreme Court and
but
get
it's hard to believe that would even come up.
Well, that's the ideologies of some of these people who are on the far right-hand side, And
not to say that they are bad ideologies.
No, they're not bad ideas.
They're just not realistic. They're not realistic in this day and time.
If you're so fixated on having Bible study, I've got a good idea for you. when you sit down as a family for breakfast in the
Right.
morning, get your Bible out, open it up,
Absolutely.
and read a few passages of the Holy Writ, of the Scripture, together as a family. Maybe you do it in the evening as well, at evening meal or before bedtime. Sit down and read your Scripture.
Right.
But you know,
I know.
it's a grand idea. Do it, but you can't force it into the public arena.
Right.
Yeah, not anymore. Not
the
anymore,
courts
you
are just
can't.
going to throw you out to. And
idea-
it's stupid.
The overall attitude of Americans has gone to the left, and things that were possible 50 years ago are not possible today. They're just not.
And so we've
Well,
got,
you can't do establishment of religion. I mean, get over it. Come on. But why would the Republican Party in 2014 even go there? It's a waste of time.
well, it didn't get any traction because it never got voted on, and so it's not part of
Because
the
you couldn't
deal.
finish your
We
convention.
couldn't get it done. So
I
that
can't
didn't
wait
happen.
to hear after this August 2nd meeting.
Well,
Would you want me to call you Saturday
I
afternoon and
do. I
tell
do.
you what's
I have to say,
Thanks,
I'm
Steve.
intrigued.
Hey,
Thanks,
thanks
Steve.
see you
you.
next Tuesday.
You betcha.
We have Jordan Neerdales with the Idaho Department of Labor coming up here on Top Story. And we are back for the third half of Top Story, 7360300. Welcome back, Jill.
Thank you. For the first day back on the second day of the week. And
I know I'm going to be messed up the rest of the week now.
oh, consider it done.
Although Friday will still take 3 weeks to get here. It just never fails, you know?
can never please Kelly.
No, never can. And it's 76 right now. It's going to be
no.
another scorcher today.
A Scott. I'm just hoping it's sunny on Saturday. Dunk tank.
Oh, that's right. You watch. You watch. It'll probably cool off Saturday.
Stop.
A high in the
Stop.
50s. The wind will
Stop.
blow. We'll
Stop.
have rain. And
Don't you dare. I got the weatherman on my side.
yeah,
Come on.
right. Well, we'll see just how powerful he really is.
Go, Jack, go. All right.
We have Jordan Neerdales with us from the Department of Labor. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, always great to have you.
You brought a big, thick pile of jobs, right?
Absolutely. And these are just a couple, but
Just
There's so many
couple
jobs
of the hundreds
out there.
that we have. Yep.
Seriously, no
How
one
many
can find
would-
people.
how many jobs would you say that you have right now?
Right now, well, it's slowing down since they've already hired for a lot of the seasonal stuff, but I'd say around 350,
Wow.
300
Wow.
on our website. Yeah.
Well, I see help wanted signs all over town.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
over. Those
Yeah,
nice
I
little
do too,
handwritten
actually.
ones when they should be going to you, Jordan.
Right? Come post with us.
Well, and we've talked about that each time you've been in the. But are there some employers who just like to do the screening themselves, so they?
Absolutely. I mean, they have an idea of what they want, and instead of having, sometimes we can be a middleman and maybe a burdensome, but we're seeing a lot more that people are turning to social media. So the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the Twitter profiles. Actually, I have a fun little statistic that 89% of companies in the U.S. use social media to recruit for future employees last year.
So do they
Wow.
actually go on and say we're looking for jobs on the social media, or do they go and double check what you're like on social media?
Both.
Really?
So LinkedIn is if you're familiar with it, is a really
I've gotten
great.
so many invites from people on LinkedIn, but
One
I've
of the
always been
network,
leery.
right?
Yeah.
So they get on there and they'll try and recruit. It's actually LinkedIn is kind of a living, breathing resume. And so it's a great way to look at employers and employees. And then the Twitter and Facebook profiles that's kind of where they're going in and looking to see, okay, do you have any drinking pictures? What kind of person are you like
Right.
on a personal side? Because
Well, I
everyone
better go
everyone
in
looks
and
great
go
on a
through my
resume.
pictures.
No one learns, though, do they, Jordan? They still post these things.
Right? I mean, 52% of people that are on social media have just wide open profiles. They have no privacy settings. Nothing's locked down. I could get on and poke around and find whatever I wanted because the privacy is so loose on there.
You have to be careful what you post.
Absolutely. So as a job seeker, if you are out looking for a job right now, it's really important if you have those social media sites that you are at least putting privacy on your pictures.
I don't even know how to do
Most
that,
important.
frankly. I don't even know how to do that. I need,
That
I
could
need
be
like
an-
a 12-year-old to help me.
That could be an issue for me because I am not the only Kelly class, believe it or not, in the country.
I can't believe
Right?
that.
There are others, and I think we're related, but there's one who is a female porn star.
Oh, lucky you.
So I
and you
suppose that-
probably are very confused with her all the time, aren't you?
Who's this person applying for this job?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I know. Wait, I thought you were a guy, but anyway.
Kelly wears a G-string every day to work. I can't work like this anymore, Jordan. Please.
Oh, dear.
I know, but so that is very important. So if they do have stuff that's questionable, should they go in and clean it up right away, or does it live forever?
You can take it down. You can, delete the pictures, the statuses, the comments. And even if people are posting stuff on your wall, even if it's not something that you yourself have put on there, your Facebook wall posts, employers still kind of frown on it. And so if you're, like I said, actively looking for a job, send out a message to your friends, say, hey, I can't have any inappropriate stuff on my wall.
Tone it down.
I'm looking for a job right now. And don't be afraid to delete something that you don't think is appropriate or you wouldn't want your grandma or your mom to see.
So you can delete their stuff too on your wall?
Right.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm learning all sorts of stuff about Facebook.
Right. And so
what should people stay away from? Should they stay away from politics? Should they stay away from religion? Like things like that are hot button issues? If someone...
Probably depends on who you want to work for. If you want to be the chairman of the state Democrat Party, then I might have a problem with some of my posts.
Yeah, you might.
Right?
I don't think they're going to you, though, but yeah.
And there are some protected things on there. So obviously religion, politics isn't one of the protected ones, but race, religion, age. So an employer can't discriminate against that. So if you want to put on there that you're Catholic and you're very practicing religious person, that's fine. That's your right to be able to do that. As far as an employer that's using social media to recruit, we always suggest that you separate it. You have your hiring manager and you have someone that's using social media going through, and they kind of screen the process. So your social media person is looking for, like I said, the drinking pictures, the inappropriate comments. Is this a good person? And they're screening out the religious affiliations, that sort of thing, and only giving the hiring manager non-protected information. That way you can protect yourself from a lawsuit. It's happening more and more.
But there's nothing to guarantee that they will do it that way.
Exactly. That's just a precaution that employers can take. It's happening more and more that someone isn't getting the job and they're finding out that the employer went through their blog or their website and they had, religious information or age, definition stuff on there. And they're suing based on discrimination. That's why they didn't get the job. Even if that might be the case.
But it's hard to, that's a harder case to fight, I'd have to say, without even meeting them, interaction, Right. That's crazy. That's going to be a tough one.
Absolutely.
So the bottom line is just be careful about what you post online.
Absolutely. And Idaho is a right to work state. And so, but there is the National Labor Relations Act that kind of governs a law saying that concerted activity, which is the right of employees to post about, terms of employment. So working conditions, if you're working in a factory that the conditions are unsafe and you're posting on there and having a conversation with someone on Twitter or Facebook about the conditions and the employer fires you, that's against the law.
Okay.
So anything that's about the working conditions, wages.
This would be like retaliation or
Exactly.
whistleblowing. I mean, I don't know why people just don't pick up the phone and tell them in person. I would never post that.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? I'm so paranoid about posting things.
Well, some of the things that people post, though, I'm always, every day I am. Are you kidding me? You actually posted something like this in a public forum?
Right.
They do.
People are nuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's out there, and it's not just your own little circle. Like I said, if you're not going to have those privacy settings, anyone can see it. And so just be really careful and really try and think about, is this portraying me as a professional
I
person?
guess you should look at that and say, if everyone could see this, or my mother, or
Yeah,
whatever,
the grandma mother.
Maybe that would be the standard. Would I still post it?
Absolutely.
I think
the
it would
grandma
have to
mother
stop.
test.
I think that would stop a lot of people, and I hope they start
Absolutely.
thinking about that, because I'm kind of sick of some of the stuff they post.
Well,
it's too much.
And employers are using it. And so we got to think about social media not as just a place to share your food. I mean, yes, it is for fun, and you can have a fun Twitter handle. I mean, I have two Twitter handles. I have one that's for fashion and food and all of the, silly extra stuff, and then I have my professional one that I talk about career-related things on. And so
and nary the twain shall meet, right?
Right. And keeping those separate is a good idea. So always just think about how are you branding yourself online? Because it's your personal brand. It's how you're
the new
portraying
resume,
yourself.
isn't it?
Exactly. It's how you're portraying yourself to the world.
Instead of just handing somebody a sheet of paper and saying, this is me, they can actually do research on you now, and your information is online. So
Absolutely.
You've lost control.
And you're the one that's putting it out there.
Right.
You control it.
I know.
You control what you look like
I
online.
know.
Google your name. everyone listening, get out, go Google your name and find out what pops up. And
I want to Google Kelly Klass's name and see about that porn star.
I'm lucky. I have a pretty unique last name, so there's only one of me and all my stuff shows up. But
yeah, I get confused with my sister-in-law whose maiden name was Jill Scheme. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I think you're in my class." I'm like, we don't look anything alike. No. Yeah.
So, okay, so do you tell you obviously tell folks who are looking for a job this stuff when they come in? Say you ask them, throw on Facebook probably.
Absolutely, that's where.
Do you have anything on there that could be incriminating?
Definitely, or just look bad. I mean, no drug use. Obviously, no alcohol. I mean, you would think it's a basic duh thing.
I know,
but
they probably do. Then they go, oh yeah, I gotta go delete that.
Right?
Do they say that?
Your college pictures. I mean, college craziness, whatever you did, for the last 4 years, just tune it down a little bit while you're out looking for a job. So,
because chances are, any of these businesses, if they are at a fairly large corporation, they have somebody working on that end of it who knows what they're doing. They know how to get that information.
Absolutely. And actually, it is against the law in a couple of states. Idaho is not one of them. But if an employer asks you, hey, in an interview, can you log into your Facebook profile so I can poke around, look around. I just want to see. It's not against the law yet in Idaho, but you can refuse to do that. You can say, Facebook has made it a violation of its statement of rights and responsibilities to share my password, and I just don't feel comfortable doing it. And that's a totally fine thing to say.
Because they can't get into it they can just pull you up if they're not your friend. They can't see stuff.
Right, exactly. And again, going back to the employers who maybe are using social media to recruit, don't add a potential employee on these social media sites just so you can poke around. That doesn't look very good. So
oh my gosh.
If they have the privacy settings set, don't try and push that any farther.
Yeah. Well, chances are you're going to be able to find out what you want to know anyway without doing all of that.
Right.
So,
okay, so how is so we have you have 350 jobs listed with the Department
Absolutely.
of Labor.
And actually, speaking of social media too, I'm actually starting a Facebook page through the Department of Labor.
Way to go, Jen.
That we're going to be posting jobs
great
on it daily. So it's not always easy to maybe get on our website, but if you're on Facebook, which studies show you're on there 5 times a day.
No
Most people
way.
are checking their Facebook 5 times a day. Yep.
I'd be lucky if it was 5 times a week for me. Are you kidding?
Yeah, getting on your smartphone and checking at least 5 times a day. So we're going to be on there. If you're looking for a job, we'll be posting jobs. So you're already there on Facebook. Might as well.
That's pretty handy. So
that's
the social networks
they
do have a place.
Absolutely. Like I said, they're not just for sharing cat videos and your food that you cooked.
Right.
They actually have a professional
and the 32-ounce beer that you just chugged.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be hosting, I'll be hosting some LinkedIn workshops. So if you're not familiar with
when
LinkedIn,
is that?
Haven't set an actual date yet. I guess that's my fault but keep checking in with Department of Labor, and we're going to have some LinkedIn workshops coming up.
I know, because I started getting those things. I'm like, you never know what's legitimate, what's not. What are they doing with your information?
You obviously know a little bit about LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So if I get an email from someone said, I want to connect with you, is that automatic? Or
I know,
does
that's
somebody
what I wonder.
actually say, I want to connect with
somebody
this guy?
actually said, I want to connect with you.
Wow.
But there is some, some protocol as far as, you should never use just the generic, I want to connect with you, because it looks like spam. It looks like, who are you? So, my suggestion is if you meet someone at a public, you're networking in some public place and, hey, I really like that person, I want to connect with them on LinkedIn, type up just a quick little note just to, remind them, oh, yeah, I met them at the Chamber of Commerce event, business after hours event.
We danced.
We danced.
We sang. We laughed. Okay.
All right. Well, Jordan Neerdales is with us from the Idaho Department of Labor. She has some jobs listings that she brought with us. We'll get into those next here on Top Story. 7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. And are you looking for a job? Or maybe you're not looking for a job, but if you heard of one better...
Yeah.
Jordan Neerdales with the Department of Labor has some job listings for us. But first, yesterday's $100 instant winning name is Donald Chapton.
Donald Chapton, congratulations.
And your $100 word of the day for today is ball.
Ball.
B-A-L-L. L.
Ball.
I have a hard time saying L's. Anyway, you have until midnight tonight to enter the word ball at newsradio1310.com, and you could be a $100 instant winner, just like that. Okay, so Jordan, what do you have for us today? Anything that an old washed-up talk show host might be interested in?
Oh, man. Well, do you want to be a misdemeanor probation officer?
Sure.
Actually,
Sure.
I
Give me the info.
I think you'd probably be good at that.
You can handle that, chase those people down. No, so Jerome County is hiring a misdemeanor probation officer. They're not requiring any experience, but they do want a college degree or an associate's degree, and then, or if you have related experience, they'll accept that as well. Just someone that can keep accurate records of probationers, do data entry, follow the cases in a timely manner. You have to work at least 2 nights a month doing house checks and bar checks for probationers.
Oh, you just go out there and try to look for your
See if
clients.
anyone's being naughty.
Yeah. Violating their probation.
Right.
So there are perks to the job.
This one, you must be comfortable carrying a handgun while on duty. Must pass a criminal background check, obviously. Must meet post requirements and be able to attend the Post Academy in September of this year. And like I said, a college degree is preferred, but experience or an associate's degree is acceptable as well.
Okay, great.
Kind of a good opportunity over there. Norco is hiring an industrial route manager / driver. So Norco is the one that's delivering the home health supplies, the oxygen tanks, that sort of thing. They're requiring a Class B, CDL, or Class A with hazmat and tanker endorsements. You're going to be delivering cylinders and freights 1 to 2 days a week locally, and then 2 to 3 days a week delivering to eastern Idaho and northern Nevada. You also have to be able to lift and carry objects up to 50 pounds. So someone that's in pretty good shape and doesn't mind lifting. ConAgra is hiring a project coordinator. So they're going to provide administration and coordination support in projects, including tracking and receiving, paperwork, develop and execute training programs within the company, track program and project costs. So apply online at americasjobexchange.com for that ConAgra project coordinator.
Now, do they have any salary rates on here? Have we heard anything with any of those?
I was just going to ask that.
ConAgra,
I know Kelly's curious. I'm curious
yeah.
too.
ConAgra doesn't have any, but the Jerome County misdemeanor probation is from $14 to $14.35 an hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Better than minimum wage. That's twice minimum
28,000.
wage.
Yeah, 28,000.
Yeah, twice what I get here. Hey.
So Maverick, if anyone has any cashier experience or looking to get some experience, they just need a high school diploma, but they are hiring several positions in the Gooding, Jerome, and Twin Falls locations. That one's going to be only $8.25 an hour, but still, good experience if you're looking and trying to get into the cashiering, customer service. Rocky Mountain Welding is looking for an administrative assistant. This is going to include some light shop duties, paperwork, sales, inventories, managing social media, and then some knowledge of welding and metal products is a plus.
Good. Yeah. Do they say how much that one is?
Nope, nothing on this one. It's DOE, dependent on experience. Okay.
There's I keep going back to the fact that if somebody wants a job, there's something that they can find.
Right.
There's something out there for everyone.
Absolutely, and it's changing every day. We post new jobs every day. So just, if there's nothing this week, keep checking. We're posting them constantly.
So every day?
Every day.
So you could go back every day and find new jobs.
There'd be something new. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And you can search by, when you get onto Idaho Department of Labor's website, you can search by the newest jobs. So what's been posted in the last 24 hours, the last week. You don't have to go through all 300 jobs that have been there for a month.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then sometimes when they hear a job here and they get that job, then that opens up another one that they had. So the
cycle
loop continues. Yeah.
Yep. And everyone hopefully can be moving up into those higher paying jobs and stepping up as far as their personal skill level.
Right.
So absolutely. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Family Health Services is hiring a pharmacy tech. So 6 months of experience, and you do need that pharmacy technician certification. This one is anywhere from $15 to $21 an hour.
Not bad. Now, how do you know anything about the pharmacy technician? Can you help people
Absolutely.
get that?
Absolutely. So with the Workforce Investment Act program that we have at the Department of Labor, if you're interested in receiving your pharmacy tech certificate through CSI, You have to meet a couple of eligibility requirements, but that's what we're there for. We help dislocated workers, people that have been laid off or lost their jobs, and then adult, just low-income individuals as well.
Okay, very good. Well, we have Jordan Neerdales with us from the Department of Labor. You still have some more jobs there, right?
Yeah, just a couple more.
All right, we'll be right back here on Top Story. 7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. We have some more job listings, so stay tuned for that.
That's right.
Also, the Low and Honey Loader, you've heard us talking about that, can be purchased through Stanley and Company with the help of Kelly. And I don't know what Kelly's last name is. I know it's not Class. I'll have to call this number and ask him what his last name is, because I feel kind of odd just saying Kelly.
Maybe he's like Cher. It's just Kelly.
Well, that could be your Spock.
Yeah.
But at any rate, the Low and Honey Loader is capable of loading all types of manure, from liquid to frozen and dry, and fast to up to 7 miles an hour, which is a lot faster than you can do it with a manure fork, believe me. So get a hold of Kelly if you want to see one of these in operation. If you're thinking maybe this would be good for your feedlot or dairy operation, get a hold of Kelly. He can take you to where one of these is in operation. You can see it running. You can talk to the owner. You can kick the tires. You can knock on the steel, and you can open the doors and look inside and see what makes it tick. And his number is 404-2997. That's 404-2997. And you can tell him that Kelly and Jill and Jordan sent you.
Perfect.
We're throwing
it. Love it.
So you have some more job listings here.
Yeah. So there's a lot actually going on in Jerome as far as the school district over there. There's lots of teaching positions, secretary positions, extra help over there needed. So they're actually hiring a high school music teacher. $31,000 to $50,000 a year. You do need that bachelor's degree though, and some teaching experience. They are looking for first grade and second grade teachers. Same pay scale, $31,000 to $50,000 a year. All these jobs you can apply online at their website. It's jeromeschools.org, and then click on the district tab, and it'll take you to all the job openings that they have. And there's quite a few there. So like I said,
what's going on with Jerome?
Like you said, retiring.
I think a lot of them are retiring. Yep.
Yeah. So lots of good opportunities for people that just graduated with their teaching degree or just looking for a change. English language arts teacher over there at the high school. Same thing. All of these, like I said, are going to be on the jeromeschools.org. They are looking to fill some positions in their kitchen staff as well. So they need a kitchen manager for child nutrition. This one is going to be $9.18 to $12.13 an hour.
Wait, how much? $9.18?
$9.18 to $12.13 an hour. So supervises and participates in the preparation and serving of food in the school cafeteria. You're going to be maintaining records and food supplies, making sure you're placing orders and having everything stocked. Receives and supervises the storage of all goods received to the kitchen, and then you're also going to be training and supervising the kitchen personnel as well. So, as
well as interacting with those darling children every
little
day.
Kids.
Why? What could be any better than that?
Nothing.
Let's see. Dark Containers, which actually used to be Solo Cup Company, is looking for a human resource assistant. So anybody in HR, this would be for you. This one you can apply online at dart.com. They're going to be performing all administrative duties for the plant and the HR department, including answering phones, greeting and assisting employees, visitors, and applicants, ordering office supplies and stocking, assembling and distributing employment application packets, posting open positions, processing weekly payroll, and being timely and accurate when running the payroll reports. So that's really important.
Accuracy is a key.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to people's paychecks.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure the period is in the right spot.
Right.
How much is that job, do they say?
This one's DOE as well, dependent on experience.
Yeah.
A lot of those are going to be like that. And so if you're going through, and you're looking for jobs, get on our website and look at some labor market information as far as what they should be paying you in this area. Yeah. That way you kind of have an idea. Don't obviously talk about pay or benefits or vacation during the interview, but have
right away.
Right, exactly. That's going to kind of leave a negative effect
so when
on the
would
employer.
You talk if they offer you the job? That's
right.
Time to bring it up.
Exactly. Once they offer you the job, and like I said, have an idea of how much your worth, how long, if you've been working as an HR assistant or in HR for 10 years, you're obviously worth more than someone that is brand new. And so know that about your skill level, and don't be afraid to kind of negotiate and bring that up.
Yeah, because should they feel uncomfortable or maybe your employers are hoping you will negotiate? Like, we'll start low,
right.
and then
they just don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, they just don't know what they've been paying the same rate for the last 10 years and haven't looked to see that things have changed a little bit.
Haven't been to a grocery store lately.
Yeah, exactly. So don't be it's an awkward conversation to have, I know, but you know your self-worth, and you know what you should be paid, and
because otherwise you're going to have resentment. You're not going to be a happy employee.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not going to work out for either of you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So when they say the DOE, just, one more way to be more informed about what you're worth and be able to have that conversation once the job is offered.
And you have all that information on the Department of Labor website?
Absolutely. Yep. We have a sub-site called Career Information System. That's part of our website that you can get on, type in any occupation, and it pulls up the hourly wage and then what the job outlook is for this area.
Okay.
So it's just this area.
We'll be right back. You have a couple more jobs there, right?
Yep, about 3 more.
All right. We'll be right back with Jordan Neerdales. 7360300, the number to call here this morning on Top Story. But we've haven't had many calls because we've had Jordan Neerdales with us with job opportunities. And
people should call to see what they could do to get a job.
Yeah, well, do you want us to call? You want them to call you now, or should they call you at the Department of Labor?
They might have questions.
Right? If you got questions right now, call me right now. But come in and see me. Give me a call, 735-2500, and then my extension is 3985. Or you can just pop in the office.
And the services are free, right?
Absolutely, for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, businesses, you technically are paying for it with your taxes.
Right.
So you might as well be using it and not paying even more above and beyond for the stuff that we provide. But job seekers are, even people that are just curious about what more they could be doing in the area, come in and see us. We're not scary, I promise.
Do some businesses that have their own hiring department, do they still utilize your services?
Yeah, staffing agencies come in and use our, post jobs with us. And
you might as well hit all the areas, because you don't know where people are going to go. And I'm sorry, but if you're an employer, I just don't think those handwritten help wanted signs are very good. I just don't.
Right. Or do a combination of it. I mean, let's reach as many people as you can.
But you can buy those. Just don't handwrite them and
and stick it to the window.
Buy one. Buy one.
Or type it up.
Do something.
At least do it on Photoshop or something.
Right?
Something. But anyway.
So, okay, you have a couple of more jobs that are...
Yep. These ones are going to be all in Twin Falls. So we've got an entry-level manager for healthcare services group. Oh, excuse me. This one is actually in Kimberly. But 24,000.
Close enough.
Right. I know. It all kind of blends together right now. Yeah. 24,000 to 26,000 a year. They're just requiring a GED and 1 month of experience. So this is definitely, like I said, is an entry-level position. Lots of room for growth in this company. Promotional possibilities: account manager, training manager, area manager, district manager. I mean, there's lots of room to grow here.
What kind of company was it again?
It's Healthcare Services Group.
Huh.
So you're, in this position, you're going to be managing a staff between 10 and 25 employees, but you are going to be working with one of their training managers to get the hands-on experience. So they are willing to train. So someone that maybe doesn't have a lot of experience, but you're willing, you're coachable, you're willing to learn and just need that opportunity. This is a great one. You're going to be responsible for the daily payroll and budget management, supply ordering. And then the benefits are really great with this one too. Health, dental, life, disability, 401k, stock purchase plan. And like I said, lots of room for growth. So this is a great stepping stone or starting point.
Kelly class.
Well, there you go. That's right. When you get to be in an advanced age, the benefits are a lot of times more important than the pay.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they can break you.
Right.
But even as a young one, you
someone just starting out, what a great way to get.
And a 401k to, help you for your future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me just say, for those who don't participate in a 401k program, you're absolutely out of your mind.
You've lost it.
Yeah. You cannot afford not to be involved in some sort of an investing program like that.
Right.
Kelly Class, the investor of the year.
Well, I'm speaking from experience, from personal experience. Years ago, a lady that I went to church with called me up and she said, "Let me get you started on a little thing here."
Little
You know,
something,
it was
something.
$50 a month.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that. I just took it out of my bank account every month. I never paid any attention to it until like 11 years later.
Yeah.
And this was years ago, and I looked at it one day. I wonder what this is. It was like $11,000.
Just eyes get great big.
Yeah, and from that point on, I got interested.
Right.
Oh,
All right, you sold me.
amazing. Amazing.
So it's just, a little bit of money out of your paycheck that you'll never miss going into something like that. You just have to do it. You just have to find a way to do it. The younger, the better, because then you have time on your side.
Time
Right.
is on your
For
side.
that rule of 7 to build up. So anyway,
Absolutely.
but beyond that, okay, back to the jobs.
All right, so I've got 2 more left. They're both with Freightliner of Idaho. The first one is a body and paint technician, and they're not requiring any experience and just need a GED. So you're going to be tearing down, rebuilding, and painting of semi-trucks and trailers. You do have to supply your own basic hand tools and have a valid driver's license, though. So if you're interested, it says please contact Willis at 208-644-6070. So
All right.
don't need that official, certificate or anything. If you just have experience with this kind of stuff, could be a good opportunity. And then they're also looking for a welder and fabricator. Same thing. They're not requiring any experience and just need a GED. And then again, just contact Willis.
Did they say how much that one pays?
These are both DOE again.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So this one, you're going to be welding and repairing semi-trucks, trailers, including steel and aluminum welding. And then, of course, have to have your basic hand tools again. So, and I'm not sure what they mean by the base. Not familiar with the basic hand tools that they would need for
Like
welding.
a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A welder. You wouldn't need your own welder,
Welding.
would you? That's
Probably
a lot.
not. No,
That's a
I'm
lot.
sure
That's
a
not very
shop-
basic. Yeah, I don't.
A shop like that would have,
You would
I'm sure, the
hope.
welders and stuff. But your hammers, your wrenches, your pliers,
Yeah,
and
your
things
basic
like
thing.
that.
Your saws.
Yeah. Go to one of the stores down here and buy one of those little starter tool kits or something,
Yeah.
For $100 or whatever.
Right, or come see us and we can do some on-the-job training and help
Yeah.
you get in on this and help you get those tools.
That's right, because
So-
you also do prove-it tests for employers.
We do.
Employers need to use the Department of Labor, honestly.
Yeah.
What a
Yep.
great service.
What's the number down there again on the website?
735-2500, and then our website is labor.idaho.gov.
All
Jordan,
right.
thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next month.
Absolutely.
And it's time now for the Huckabee Report, brought to you this morning exclusively by Waddell & Reed, 736-6563. You can hear the Huckabee Report each weekday at this time, brought to you exclusively by Waddell & Reed. Laura Nelson, Josh Funk, and Steve Stanger are the financial advisors, and their number is 736-6563.
And the UPS store, that's right. If you go into the UPS store and you tell them that Joe or Kelly sent you, you can rent a mailbox and receive 1, 2, or 3 additional months free. That's how easy it is. You just tell them that Joe or Kelly sent you, and you'll say, why do I need a mailbox? And I'll tell you why. If you have a home business without a retail location, maybe you're moving, maybe you're worried about the security of your mail because people are taking those. Why can't people be nice, Kelly? I don't know. But go to the UPS store, rent a safe, secure mailbox. You can get to it 24 hours a day. It's secure and lit, security cameras. There's no drop-off fees for prepaid packages or mail. They can easily design or upload your projects from any place, anytime. So go to the corner of Blue Lakes and Addison. Go in there and tell Charles and the crew that Jill and Kelly sent you. Kelly, were you watching TV?
I was. It was
I hate
about
to
Madonna.
interrupt you with this live
Well,
radio
Madonna
show.
got called for jury duty in New
Yeah,
York.
I heard that.
And she went in and said, well, she would be a distraction to the jury process. And then she got treated special. She got to wait in her own little room, had a special meeting with the
kidding.
head clerk,
Did she?
whereas none of the others got to do that. So all of the others are a little bit ticked off, and I can't say as I blame them.
Well, they said they held her, an hour and a half. I didn't hear the other stuff. I thought she was just going to do her job, and they can decide whether she's a distraction or not. It's not her to decide.
That's
She's
what I would think.
You're a citizen. You do your duty.
I mean, when I'm called for jury duty,
You
am
try to
I
get
a
out of it the
distraction?
best you can.
I do.
Do you realize who I am? We talk about the news. That's our
right.
job.
That's right.
I'm
Don't you
going
know
to
who
talk
I am?
about this case tomorrow. What are you talking about? And they're like,
That
"Thank you,
actually did happen
thank
to
you,
me
Mr.
one time.
Class."
There was a big murder thing went on, and we were talking about it on the show. And then I get called for jury duty on that specific one. And then they say when they, now you can't talk about this.
Oh my gosh.
Until it starts. And I'm
Kelly
like,
said, well, then I'll explode.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So anyway, I talked to the jury clerk. And,
the special clerk. You had your special meeting with the clerk?
And she said, yeah, okay, understood. So they gave me a pass on that one. So
well, you liked it. Well, I was
that was several years ago,
for jury
actually.
duty. What was it, a couple years ago now?
Yeah, you were.
It didn't seem to matter. I
You're
don't care.
Jill, who?
You know what? I don't care. I'd want to serve on it. And it was totally interesting. Very frustrating.
Years
but
ago, I was in my early 20s. I served on a jury, and it was one of the better experiences of my life. Everybody should serve on a jury at least once, just to see how it works.
That's part of our judicial process.
So tomorrow's Wednesday already. We'll have the state of the city and probably some other stuff.
My mom's coming tomorrow.
That'll be important. We'll put her in that chair that you're sitting in right now.
Well, she'll be here. Yeah, she gets in tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Thanks for listening today, and goodbye, Jill.
Goodbye, Cal.